right. In the world of hot rods, where everyone's too busy polishing chrome and growling about camshafts, you occasionally stumble across something so utterly unhinged, it makes the rest look like sensible Volvos. Enter Space Junkie 1.5, a 1931 Chevy that's less restored classic and more post-apocalyptic missile on wheels. The body, practically dragging on the tarmac like it owes it money. The wheels sticking up like they're trying to escape. It doesn't purr, it growls, smokes, and possibly violates local airspace regulations. It's not subtle, it's not polite, but show up to a meet in this monster, and trust me, everyone else might as well pack up their wax and weep quietly into their microfiber cloths. And under the bonnet, brace yourself, is a 4.4-liter Silver Streak Straight 8 from 1951. Yes, 1951, back when engines were made of iron, weighed more than a small cottage, and sounded like God clearing his throat. Feeding this ancient Leviathan are twin Weber 40 DC carburetors, which, frankly, are the automotive equivalent of strapping pate onto a steam engine. They suck in air like a Dyson on steroids, channeling it through intake runners so beautifully crafted they'd probably win design awards, if anyone could stop staring at the noise long enough to vote. It's not efficient, it's not logical, but dear God, it's glorious. The Pontiac engine, bless it, isn't exactly rewriting the laws of physics. When it rolled out of the factory, it wheezed out a rather apologetic 116 horsepower, which, by today's standards, is about as powerful as a hairdryer in a stiff breeze. But give it a couple of new carbs, a bit of tuning wizardry, and it probably makes a slightly angrier hairdryer now. Maybe even one with a turbo button. But here's the thing, a build like this doesn't need monstrous power. It's not about blistering speed or Nürburgring lap times. It's about presence, drama, smoke, noise. It's mated to a GM Turbo 350 transmission, which is the automotive equivalent of a grizzled pub bouncer, unfussy, indestructible, and only concerned with one thing: getting the power to the rear wheels with as little faffing about as possible. And in that regard, it's absolutely perfect. But of course, the mechanical lunacy doesn't stop at the engine. Oh no. Step inside and you're greeted by a custom interior so gloriously hot rod. It makes everything else look like a beige rental car from Luton. There's enough stitched leather and metal flake to make Elvis blush. And then there's the paint job, not just custom, but positively intergalactic. It doesn't so much reflect the light as bend it around itself in a seductive shimmer of rebellion and petrol fumes. It's less a car, more a four-wheeled declaration that subtlety is for accountants and Prius owners. In short, it's all utterly, wonderfully mad. And then there's the steering yoke. Yes, a yoke, like you're piloting a starfighter rather than a hot rod. It's the sort of thing that screams, I could parallel park this or jump to hyperspace. Your choice. The rest of the interior. Imagine a neo-futuristic spacecraft designed by someone who watched too much anime and drank too much petrol. Buttons, angles, mad lighting, it's all there. Bunkers, absolutely. but also completely brilliant. The whole thing squats on Detroit steel wheels and air suspension at all four corners, because obviously ground clearance is for cowards. It sits so low you'd need a shovel just to get it over a speed bump, and don't even think about a long road trip. They've got all the ergonomic charm of slightly curved ironing boards, wrapped in leather and dashed with regret. You don't so much sit in them as survive them, but it looks magnificent doing it. It's not so much a car as it is a rolling middle finger to practicality. This is a machine built purely for dramatic entrances and smug departures. Going anywhere meaningful? Absolutely not. It's about presence, not performance, like a supermodel in stilettos trying to run a marathon. Stunning to behold, utterly hopeless in motion. The current owner of Space Junkie 1.5, clearly a man of taste, lunacy, or both, is open to offers. That includes trades, so if you've got a warehouse full of classic tat, or perhaps a mildly used private jet, now's your moment. The asking price. A cool $150,000. Yes, it's a lot. But if you've ever dreamt of owning something that looks like it was built by a time-traveling mad scientist with a welder and zero regard for comfort, then frankly, you could do far worse. So there it is, my friends. Let's take one last look at this incredible Space Junkie hot rod masterpiece.